ratio and a tight, close game as it ended at the end. And then, we just didn't complement each other. We go 3 and out to start that game, and then they go all the way down, score a touchdown, and followed up with another, 3 and out offensively, and then come out at halftime. They get the ball, need a stop, they take it down, and then we go 3 and out. So, and then on the flip side of that, I mentioned yesterday, right before halftime, our defense gets a crucial stop, and offense, we drive it down there, and then we come away with no points. We don't make the field goal. And so really, look, that team played really well, but we couldn't get out of our own way either. Just had a number of errors, that have been uncharacteristic, and that tape speaks for itself. And we're going to learn from it, then we're going to burn it, and then we're moving on, because that's what we do. So we'll bounce back from this. Sometimes you got to get punched in the face, and before you know how to respond. And so I think this is good for us, and we're going to use this to our advantage and get ready for a division opponent on the road.
There was news today that David Montgomery's suffered a significant knee injury. Can you just, detail that and what the outlook is for him?
Yeah, looks like he's gonna require surgery that'll put him out for the rest of the year. And he had gotten it at some point yesterday in that game. I mean, David's so tough, man. He continued to play through, and then got it checked out today, and and realized that's what it was. And I mean, he's just the ultimate teammate, ultimate competitor. We're going to miss him, man. He's another one of these guys that got us to this position, helped get us to where we're at. And man, the rest of us, we owe him to keep going and make sure that wasn't in vain. No different than Mac. Mac's out for the year. Same, he's got a knee injury. It's going to require surgery. Dorsey had his last night. CD, he's got a jaw. He'll be out. So, those guys helped us get to this point, so we owe it to them. They laid it on the line for us.
The confidence that you have in Jameer moving forward. I know there were a few games last year he had to step in and step up. Las Vegas is one to get 154 yards. Just the confidence you have that he can take.
And when given the opportunity, he's made a lot of plays. Man, he made some big plays for us yesterday. He brings the explosive element. He's getting better in the pass game, and then you see what he's able to do in the run game. So we have a ton of confidence. I think for him it's going to be, we got to use and maximize the reps that we have for him and be careful that we don't give him too much. We still got to be able to, be smart with him, but we need him. We need him, and that's the trick. So, those other guys, Craig's going to need to help us, which he'll be ready, and Baki potentially as well.
You said Davis will be out. Is that a season ender as well, or is there still maybe hope for
not sure yet on that one. Not sure how long that's going to be. I just know in the immediate future I don't see it.
In terms of that position, you have a lot of different directions you could go with backfilling that. How do you approach that this week with Mosley and Vildor, Meek, Branch? What's kind of the strategy to figure out what's best for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we're going to go through. I mean, AG and I talked about that a little bit earlier today, and then, we're going to continue to discuss this as we go. But, who do we use to fill in for those spots? Who's going to give us the best opportunity to, to compete? And so, that's certainly E-Man is somebody we have on the roster. You see him. We already got Vildor, who helped us out, finish that game out. You still got TA. And you're right, Branch, he's somebody we got to talk about. What do we do with Branch? Do we keep him where he's at? Do we move him? We've got a Meek. Does the Meek stay inside? Does he go outside? If he start his clock this week, maybe. potentially. We just got to see, and because of that, we're gonna need to practice a little bit to see where some of these guys that haven't practiced in a while are at. So we'll see. We got options, and we'll find the best combination of guys and go from there.
What is the psychological toll that injuries take?
Yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like Lysosin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning, it's crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. It's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. It's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. It's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Yeah. Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on 1 second right here. I gotta find my microphone. Hold on. Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Lion Villain Report with your boy, Russell Wayne, up in the house. Yeah. And it's PFF Tuesday right here on the Villain Report. And we are going to go over the scores of the PFF scores from this Bills and Lions game, in which the Lions lost the game 48-42. And we've been doing so many victory Mondays that it was just kind of weird to come in here on a loss. I'm not freaking out like the rest of the world is. I'm really disappointed in Lion fans. And I'm really disappointed that, like, it's like you jump off the bandwagon so easily. Like you let the loss compound. And we're going to talk about that a little bit today, too. And we're broadcasting live into the Lions Villain Squad Facebook page right there, where we just hit over 60,000 villains right there. And Leon Phelps is here to say thank you for acknowledging the villain. It's worked really, really good for bringing some lady friends over for the game. I don't really pay much attention to the game, but it makes it very exciting. And thank you for following the villain on YouTube and on Facebook. So yeah. And we're also live on our YouTube page, and that is at Lions Villain Squad. Thank you to everybody that's subscribing right there. We're the UDFA of sports podcasting. We're figuring this thing out as we go. We're Lion fans. I am one of the resident villains here, one of the super villains here on the Villain Squad. If you want to partner with the Villain Squad and you want to be guilty by association, meaning you have a business and you live in the state of Michigan and you are a Lion fan and you want to partner with a page that has 61,000 villains on there all about the Lions. So those three common denominators are there. Then you can call Main Event Mike at 810-620-2167, and he can show you how you can partner with the villain and be guilty by association. It's faith, family, and then football right here. We use football to spend time with our family and create memories. We don't let football use us. Big shout out to the Huddle Sports Network right there on Roku. Bill the Packer fan, Mike the Bear fan. I appreciate being part of your channel, even though I hate your team. But that's all right. So we can do that. But it is PFF Tuesday. Let's see who we got in the comments so far. We got Dwayne Keene up in the house. Obviously, let me get back up here to the top. Right there. So Dwayne Keane was the first one up in the house. There you go.
Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah, there you go. Tyler up in the house. Good morning, Tyler. Good morning, Davey. How are you doing, my brother?
You like that?
We got this. Next man up. These guys got us here and lose to a great team, and there's only a second loss. I can't. So believe that the staff and the players all grit, never back down, one pride. What's left? Not enough. Let's say, yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with poopy pants party people. These guys are professional football players, and they lost Aiden Hutchinson, and everybody said the exact same thing. And this team found a way. Brain damage is on the rise from people jumping off the bandwagon. When the smoke clears, we're still the top seed. We're still the best record in the NSC, still guaranteed a playoff berth.
You like that? You like that?
Bruh, Vildor's ass. Can't believe that we are reduced to letting this guy start. Get it in there. Get all that frustration in there. Good morning. Faith, family, and football. One pride. FTP Fred said good morning to the villains.
You like that?
Jeremy is in the house. Good morning.
You like that?
Scotty Reno, good to see you on here. You see?
You like that?
Lions fans show up after losses. I agree. Fans bugging as soon as we take an L. I mean, that part of it's sad. I mean, you want to point out all the deficiency? Good win, Vikings and Packers. That's another thing we're going to talk about today, too, is the Vikings and the Packers. I have a take on that. After I get through these comments, I might even get through there. CTE is real in Detroit.
You like that?
Yes, it is. It is. Got head problems. Good mornings to the villains. Jay Smooth in the house. Elise Memes in the house. Central Scrutinizers up in the house. Nothing is given. It's earned. It takes more grit. Division game on Sunday. Let's get it done. Move on to the next one. Good morning. Lions are ready for this. All the pressure is on the Vikings and the Eagles. We are on top. The Bears are absolutely horrible. If you didn't know it before last night, definitely proved it. Yeah, that team's given up. You know, they're playing for, first seeds. They're not really trying to play spoiler right now. It doesn't look like it anyway. I mean, maybe they'll show up next week and decide to want to play the Lions. We seem to get everybody's best punch. Like everybody gets up to play the Lions, but I don't know. I think that this team is playing for one more round of draft picks right here, so they can have, a high first round pick and get another quality young player in there with the brand new coach. That's what I think the Bears are doing. So I do think that the Lions are going to beat up on the Bears in Soldier Field this week. Mosley and Amik outside, Branch in the slot, Vildor backup. Yeah, we don't have to use Vildor yet, but they like him in the run stuff. And I'm, you're looking at this team. It's so funny to me to see people jumping off of this bandwagon so quickly, because nothing's really has changed from week to week. It does suck to lose David Montgomery. It does suck to lose David Montgomery. But like week after week after week, we lost Aiden Hutchinson in Dallas. And this is what it feels like, because doing this show 6 days a week, you pick up on patterns of just general fan base stuff, right? And the general consensus after we lost Hutchinson was the season was over. And it kind of reminds me of what we're going through right now, which is a lot of these people are jumping off and we're missing these people. Oh my God, it sucks. We're missing all these people. Well, we've been missing people. Last week, we had Aleem McNeil for a quarter, and we were missing DJ Reader. So we had no defensive lineman last week versus the Packers and won. We had Carlton Davis and Terrion Arnold out. I can't remember which game that was. That they had both of those guys. We've already had both of the cornerbacks out, and they found a way to win with a patch secondary. And it's not like we've been playing crap teams, guys. Like Houston, we beat the Vikings, we beat the Packers. All these teams that are kicking everybody else's ass, we beat them. 18 injuries, and they still find a way to win. Now, they ran into a buzzsaw. I'm not going to take anything away from Josh Allen and that performance that they had in that game. I mean, that 18 injuries, they still find a way to win. I love Montgomery, but I think missing Aleem is a big one. We were missing him last week. I believe he missed the week before that, too. We've been missing DJ Reader. We've been missing Levi Onwuzurike and Josh Pascal. I'm not trying to minimize anything. I'm just saying that this team has found a way to win. It doesn't matter what happens. They find a way to win. They're going to have DJ Reader, and they're going to put Levi Onwuzurike in the Aleem spot. There's natural progression that you can move these guys into the next spot. Now, the 2 weeks before, there was more of an injury concern. You know, you're down Pascal, you're down Levi, you're down DJ Reader, and then you miss Aleem McNeil for 3/4 of the game, and they still found a way to win. They've been in this situation. Actually, this situation isn't even as bad. I know Montgomery being gone that sucks. But we have depth. We have guys that have been here before. You give Gibbs the opportunity that at least every fantasy owner that owns Jahmyr Gibbs has been dying for. They're singing hallelujah in the fantasy world because they know that now that David Montgomery's out, that Jahmyr Gibbs gets to be a featured back. So don't be surprised if the run game actually picks up minus Montgomery. It's not that Montgomery's like he's just replaceable. It's not that. It's not that. It's they're going to lean on the talent. They are going to put their talented players in a position to win. Corey said, nobody's negative. So sick of hearing that we are down big people. People can ignore it all you want. I never said the season was over. I don't know what you're. No, I didn't say that you said the season was over. and I don't know if you've been looking out there, but there's a lot of people that are negative. Actually, I'm coming on here to be more positive just because I want to be the antonym of what everybody else is out there. Injuries are part of the game, and we've had a lot of them and overcame a lot of them. Now, on the defensive line, you're right. I mean, that's a lot of bodies to be down, but they had been going with next man up for a while. They won a game last week with 4 guys they brought in off the street. The culture and the coaching is good here, which means that guys are going to get opportunities now. Now, where the voids are, there are going to be opportunities. Levi Onwuzurike is going to jump right in there and be the starting defensive tackle now. It's the next man up, right? You know, you brought Miles Adams in. He seemed to play well last week. You got to get these guys that you brought in, get them learning. Get them learning. Wasn't talking about you. Okay, I mean, that's cool. I don't care if you talk about me at all anyway. I mean, if you want to attack me personally, that's fine, but you don't. It's okay. I appreciate you pointing that out. Injuries can catch up with you. But the thing is we've played this game before. Injuries can catch up to you. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but I'm just saying that everybody's saying that. Most of Lion fan right now. I mean, I don't know, probably split down the middle. Lion fans have been hurt before. I don't even blame them for being negative. It's a lot of injuries to sustain. But running back is a spot that you can sustain an injury. That's the beautiful part about having two high-end backs. We had an embarrassment of riches. It's almost like just being mortal again. But, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, if you had Jahmyr Gibbs in any combination and 31 other teams, they would be good with that, you know? We had David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, and now we don't. But it doesn't mean that Jahmyr Gibbs can't take 20-plus carries in a game. He's done it before. He can be a featured back. Both of them can be featured backs. So from the running back position, we still have a great offensive line. The offensive line is going to be healthier next week too. So that's where the running game begins and ends, is the offensive line. Open up them holes. I mean, if you open up a hole, then Craig Reynolds could get 5 yards a carry. Come on, Craig. Come on, Craig. Jennifer says, give Vaki a chance. He did awesome in Utah. Tails to Sonic and Knuckles. Detroit is amazing. That's kind of like the lottery ticket, the lottery card right there. You know, Sion Vaki, special teams ace, but he drew a lot of ire from the Lions coaching staff. And he as a really smart player. And actually Vaki played safety at Utah, but actually played on both sides and is just a good football player. So I'm curious to see what Vaki is going to do as well. And I love that comment. We've been missing players since preseason. It's been going on. Ben Johnson, it's time to let him cook. Since you got the number one offensive line, put up the points, and you'll never have to worry about losing a game. You win by however many points are on the board, as long as we're not losing. Next man up. Got a good quarterback, too. You can also lean more on the pass game. And they're going to have to. You know, sometimes it just dictates that. And that's where they're going to be at. But this is not the end of the world. I mean, these people out there saying, oh, sorry, the season's over. I'm sorry, man. You got to toughen up. You got to toughen up a little bit. You know, the Super Bowls are won by the undrafted free agents that don't leave giant voids. You know, every team goes through injury stuff. You know, you always hear about the undrafted free agent guy that stepped up in a big time when the team needed him, that nobody was talking about. The unsung history, you know, the heroes that are out there. We have good players. Like, still, you have to turn the holes that you have into players that you can put guys in to give them less responsibility, but to give them enough that they can do their part. and allow your playmakers that are still here to make plays. They're going to have to change the defense around to put Jack Campbell and Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph, the highest end players that they have left. And then you have to bring in guys that can plug those holes that not necessarily have to play at the highest end, but they have a job that they can get done. And if you have to ask a little more out of your elite players, then you got to do that. That's what all good teams do. Bears will be watching what the Bills accomplished and probably try the same game plan. And that's true. That is true. That's what coordinators do. And I don't know what the Bills exactly accomplished. I mean, I know they won the game, but if you want to look at the tape and be like, oh, cool. If we have Josh Allen and he plays amazing and does stuff that no other quarterbacks can do, then we should do that. So if they're watching the Bills and see what they accomplished, they're going to need Josh Allen to have that be helpful. And they don't have Josh Allen. There were plays that were in there that Caleb Williams, that they did against this Lions team that Caleb Williams just isn't going to make. So I agree with you that they will be looking at that tape, but I don't think they're going to get anything major from it. I mean, we torched their defense, so there's nothing defensively or offensively they're going to be able to do. They're already pretty good at stopping the run, so I'm not worried about that. I have faith in the Detroit Lions management system. I like that one.
You like that?
Danny Boy is a mastermind. He will work with anyone he has in front of him. That's Danny Boy, the mastermind, the supervillain. You will never be able to out-scheme the schemer McSchemerton. There you go. Let's go get Sue.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
I don't even know if that would would that be a good thing? Jeremy Ballrick loves Sion Vaki. Yeah, I think Jeremy's liked Sion Vaki since the draft process. We did re-sign Anthony Pittman. Nowaski will be back. Yes, we're going to get Anzalone back. We're going to get Ifeatu Melifonwu back. I think they've been sandbagging Mosley. So he's definitely going to have to step in now. That's why Holmes keeps drafting these players that are in multiple positions. All right, before I forget, it is PFF Tuesday. I do like somewhat of a theme here. So let's take a look at these PFF scores. I go from left to right. Dan Skipper, check him out. Dan Skipper reported as eligible, catching a DD pass. Let's freaking go. Get in there, Skipper. Check out Skipper. 91.9. Sam Laporta, 78.9. Taylor Decker, Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs had a good game, and David Montgomery had a good game. And not all these, this wasn't rushing, by the way. You're just talking about total offense right there. The bad games, yeah, you could, this definitely reflected right there. Having Graham Glasgow and Frank Ragnow didn't have good games. Because at the beginning of the game, that's where they got their pressure. That's where they created problems, was in the middle right there. And they just weren't going. They did. Even Kevin Zeitler didn't have his greatest game. We're used to seeing he's a top 5 guard in this league right now, and 61.1 just isn't up to his snuff. So it really reflected right there in the middle because they did contain the run. We weren't able to get anything going in the middle. Pass blocking, we did have better pass blocking in there. Penei Sewell, basically the tackles, pass blocking from the outside. They didn't let outside pressure in there. Run blocking, Penei Sewell, there you go. That's why he's the best player on our team. Taylor Decker, they did have good run blocking. On looks like, yeah, not on one side though. You had good run blocking from your tackles, according to PFF right here. And this is why the run was stopped. Because you notice that the run games really pick up when you have a guard and a tackle on the same side that are crushing it. That's normally what I see when it comes to PFF scores, like lining up with what I'm looking at as far as the game goes. That's why I take a full day. I know a lot of people jump right on the PFF scores the minute that it comes out, but I like to take 24 hours at least so I can watch the game, watch the replay of the game, check out some more of the plays that I liked in the game, do my little research on it. I got my little thing that I do. And then when I come on here, I'm looking at the PFF scores for the first time. And I don't know, most of you guys may have already looked at this, but I like to see, because I've already made my decision in my mind, like for what I saw. And I try to look for the spots that PFF line up with the way that I saw it with my eyes. So let's look at the defense. Obviously, we can't have too many. That's a lot more green on the defense that I thought was going to be there. Got good cornerback play from our slot and Carlton Davis. Kirby Joseph had a good game. Brian Branch didn't have his best game, according to this. DJ Reader had an off game. Jack Campbell, that's the worst linebacking that I've seen from Jack Campbell as far as the PFF score goes, probably since maybe ever. He probably still has a good tackling score. From run defense, David Long Jr. Here's a guy they picked up off the trash heap. Ezekiel Turner, run defense. These guys they picked up off the trash heap. Pat O'Connor, he comes in very comparable to what Aleem McNeil did. Pretty good run defense right there from Levi Onwuzurike. Bad run defense from Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell did not play good run defense. Kendall Vildor, Jamal Adams, Terrion Arnold, Muhammad, they torched us in the run game. And these scores reflect that. From tackling, Ben Neiman, check him out, 44 snaps. Got a 79.6 tackling grade. And I love that the Lions go 9 deep right here with guys that tackle in the 70s. That's good. We're still pretty sound right there. A couple of the guys that just didn't have good games tackling. Zadarius Smith right up on the line. All this is reflective of what we saw in the game. And Josh Allen is just him. He won the MVP with that. Aleem McNeil had a decent game in the pass rush, nothing else. And that's not even a decent, that's okay. That's an okay. But as your top pass rusher right there, There's no pressure, according to PFF, and that reflected with what I saw. Coverage. Amik Robertson. He keeps putting up good games. I know that it's probably not the top choice to throw a 5'8" cornerback on the outside, but he can do it. You put him and Terrion Arnold, and maybe you bring Branch up. Maybe we get Iffy back. We might have some options. Slot corner. Maybe that's maybe Jamal Adams can do that in the slot corner. I don't know. I don't know the next man up mentality. Next man up. But that's the PFF scores. The ones that had not good coverage. Khalil Dorsey, Quan Alexander. I mean, you're looking at that's okay. You know, once you start getting into the 50s, you're getting into average play, according to PFF. So there it is. There's the PFF scores. I don't like to spend too much time on it. I know it's not the end all be all. And but Lee says, I'm depressed and I see a hard road forward with all of these injuries, and now we lose Montgomery too. Ouch. But Leo, haven't we been dealing with injuries? We were the most injured team going into this game. And actually we got 4 players back, and then we lost 3 players. So it's like we can't win for losing. But we did get some players back. We're going to get a couple more players back. And they've been running with this next man up mentality. And I don't know what the answer is to not injure as many guys. Is this strength and conditioning coach? What do we got? What do we got to look at? Because that's a lot of injuries. Like, that's not normal. We are significantly higher injuries than all of the other teams. So why is that? That's the part that gets me. Because I want to know if there's something that we can do to fix that, you know? I mean, looking at all these injuries. I mean, you can make a freaking defensive roster with the injuries that we have. You know, you only got one safety in there, but you go, you know, Mekhi Wingo, Lee McNeil, you know, and Aiden Hutchinson. And maybe you could put Derek Barnes at the other one. You got a couple linebackers in there. Man, you almost got a whole damn team. John Kaminsky, Davenport. There you go. You could make a defensive roster with that. What would be the starting roster of our injured injury team? You got a Lee McNeil and Kyle Pecco at the interior defensive line. You got Aiden Hutchinson and John Kaminsky as the defensive ends. You got Alex Anzalone, Malcolm Rodriguez, and Barnes right there, baby. Got the linebacker core solid. You got Carlton Davis, Khalil Dorsey, and you probably have to put Ennis Rakestraw at one of the other safeties because he's a little bit. But there you go. You only got one guy playing out of position. You got a little bit of depth right there. Jalen Reeves Maven backing it up. We got like an all team here. This is crazy though. I know I'm laughing. I probably shouldn't be laughing about it. So I am depressed that we got some of these guys out of here. But like we're making it work. We're 12-2. And it's not like we, lost to some cupcake team. We lost 4 in this game. Demo, Aleem, CD3. Oh, and Dorsey. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So we had an even Steven. Thank you for that correction. Yes, I feel it's our field that we play on. Yep, Ford Field. Maybe it's that turf. Is most of the injuries in Ford Field? That's a good question, because the turf has been one of those things for years. They've been trying to get turf better. And that's the thing. Dan Campbell hit the nail right on the head when he says these things, where it's like nobody cares. John Dorn is a Packer fan. He didn't want to hear us making these stupid excuses. We're not going to make any excuses for this. Dan Campbell ain't going to make any excuses, because nobody cares. It's next man up. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to be without Patrick Mahomes. Next man up. That one, that's more of a killer to me than what the Lions just went through. And it sucks losing Demo. It sucks. It sucks losing Demo. It sucks losing Aleem. But we've been minus these defensive tackles for, 2 months now. This isn't new. We got 4 players back, from the defensive line, getting Reader back, getting Levi back, getting Pascal back. Now we lost Aleem. That sucks. But we got 3 defensive linemen back, and then we lost 1. So got to keep toughing it through. Look at the Packers have been without Jair Alexander for the whole damn year. Find a way to win. Jordan Love was out for a couple games, and freaking win with Malik Willis. Next man up. Nobody wants to care. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Skull. Yeah. Look at the Skull L. Yeah. So Jeremy says if he is coming back, Jeremy has his hands on the ticker a little bit closer than I do. So I try to read up as much as I can. I've been waiting for this if he come back since the beginning of the season. I really liked these 3rd and 4th year players that the Lions have, like Pascal, like watching what Barnes did in his 3rd and 4th year. Look at what Levi Onwuzurike. It's like, it shows that the way that they develop these guys, like within their training method and whatever they do, that if you stick around long enough, these guys will end up being good. And yeah, I guess this right here from Leo, this is the number one. What do we have a replacement for Montgomery? And in my opinion, and I'm just this, a talking head, but yes, I think they do have the replacement for him. And I think that you do it in a couple of different ways. For one, you have Craig Reynolds and Sione Vaki. You drafted Sione Vaki in the 4th round. He's had, 15 weeks. Rookies aren't really rookies anymore. So I think Sione Vaki has a real opportunity right here. And plus, you got Craig Reynolds. Come on, Craig. And the biggest replacement, which I think should actually be exciting. Let's put the sadness away for a second. Let's put the sadness. I think it sucks that we lost Knuckles for the season. Can we take that sadness and put it up on a shelf for a second? Now, let's not think about that for a second, and now think of the opportunity that Jahmyr Gibbs has. Now, without the sadness, think about it without the sadness of Montgomery. Now just think about it from your most explosive playmaker is going to be forced to touch the ball more. I'll say it again. Because of the injury to Montgomery, which we placed over here for a second, we're not going to be emotional about it. Because of the loss of Montgomery, the Lions are going to be forced to give more touches to their most explosive playmaker. Let me get some music behind that. Because that part of it, if you can remove that part of it's actually exciting. Ask anybody who owns Jahmyr Gibbs on their fantasy football team. And I know most people don't care. I'm not trying to be insensitive to David Montgomery. I'm just trying to be real. Gibbs is an every down back. Where the hell is Emmanuel Mosley? He keeps talking about him like he's here. Jimmy says, this y'all year, we're up against it, Jimmy. We're up against it. Up against the ropes. Taking shots. Good teams find a way, Jimmy. And lots of Lion fans are jumping off the bandwagon. They say, hey, it was a nice run. Are you one of those? I know Jimmy's hoping that we are. But no, those are some crushing blows, Jimmy. I'm not going to deny that. I mean, it is what it is. Jeremy, I still believe in the coaching staff, so yes, it could still be our year. David Montgomery Knuckles will be a coach to them now. But here's an honest thing. Is we've been dealing with this. This is what we've been dealing with. And if you want to jump off the bandwagon, that's fine. You know, being part of a fan, there's a certain faith amount to it. And, sometimes, the podcasting industry is such an industry now that it feels like a big percentage of the podcasters want to be right all the time. And, you could give people the information. There is no right and wrong. When it comes to coaching, when it comes to any of this, you can go back and you can micromanage it. You can go back with a fine-tooth comb and you can play Monday quarterback and say, oh, they should have did this. They should have ran that. They could have did this better. But the bottom line is you got to find a way to win. And if you have a good team, developing players. They've been riding with this next man up mentality for 2 months. Like, if you're freaking, yeah, here you go. If you're freaking out today about the Lions, then you should have jumped off the bandwagon like 8 weeks ago. Because it's not like the injuries aren't like worse now than they were. You lost some guys, you got some guys back, you lost some guys. The injury were bad. Got some guys back, got some more guys injured. It's kind of a wash to what it was. And in some kind of ways, and maybe I'm crazy. Tell me I'm crazy. But in some kinds of ways, it's exciting because it's going to force the younger players to play earlier. I mean, we've had it good to where you didn't have to throw guys out there right off the bat. I mean, look at Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell didn't not play last year because he was a bad football player. He didn't really not play last year because Derek Barnes earned his spot. Alex Anzalone was playing good. And 9 times out of 10, we only threw 2 linebackers out there at a time. So Jack Campbell came in on a rotation, not because he was a bad player, because we have a system here where you earn your spot onto the field. And now Jack Campbell has to play. Now we have to expect more out of Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. We have to expect this. And the next man up has got to step in there. I love the signing of Anthony Pittman. I love the Pittman signing. That is so Brad Holmes. You spent some time in the system. We want the guys that we don't have to teach as much to. It's good stuff, though. It's a good talk today. I appreciate good talks. It's a PFF Tuesday on the Lion Villain Report. Brought to you by NFL Shop right there. You can hit that QR code or the link and save up to 25% off. Click that link. Help out the page. And we might be able to save you a little bit of that money. It's PFF Tuesday. Yes, yes, yes. I am your host, Russell Wayne. I'm here with you Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. We are the UDFA of sports podcasting. Got the Main Event Football Show with Main Event Mike every Monday night at 7 o'clock. That's right. Thank you to everybody that jumped on last night, checking out Main Event Mike, giving his thoughts. It's the Lions Villain Report. It's a good show. It's one of my favorite when I'm talking about football with my friend. It's Russell Wayne in the house in the mornings. This is 10 a.m. You should watch it. Could be good for you. It could be good for your life. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
Going to have to expect more out of our dynamic playmakers. That's the story. We're going to miss you, David Montgomery, for the rest of the year. That means that we're going to have to distribute some of that love out there. It might not all be runs. They might replace some of Montgomery's production with Jamison Williams or Tim Patrick. Let Ben Johnson cook. He's got tons of playmakers. You want to partner with the Villain Squad, be guilty by association. You own a business? You live in Michigan? Do you like the Detroit Lions? Then advertising with the Villain Squad Network might be for you. Get a hold of Main Event Mike, 810-620-2167. That's 810-620-2167. Find out how you can be guilty by association. We got our network on the Villain Squad Facebook network with over 61,000 villains out there. We got the YouTube page, just crossed over 800. We're building that one up. Please subscribe to get notified. We're the undrafted free agent of sports podcasting, the Tom Kennedy. Yeah, baby.
You like that?
Thanks for stopping by. Shout out to the Huddle Sports Network with Bill Packer fan, Mike the Bear fan. Thanks for making a network that we can all come and speak our minds about our team. And appreciate that. We appreciate everybody that isn't ghosting the villain. You don't got to get sad. Don't get all sad just because your team's losing. I don't understand why the Viking fans are ghosting me. I must just be an asshole. But that's all right. I'll work on it. I'll try not to be such a butthole. And then we'll work through it because it's faith, family, and then football. We use football. We don't let football use us. We use football to spend time with our family and create memories. We don't let football use us. Thank y'all for popping on today and spending some time with Russell Wayne. I am one of the resident super villains here at the Villain Squad. And may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, everybody, for popping on today. Love you. Talk to you tomorrow for the Hump Day preview tomorrow on the Villain Report. Peace out.
Hey, yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. It's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. It's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.